Tonight we gently begin with the sleeping brain. The brain stays active even when the body rests. During sleep, the brain does not fully shut down. It changes how it works in calm ways. Dreams are one result of this quiet activity. They appear when awareness slowly drifts away. The brain has many tasks during the night. Some tasks continue without our control. Dreaming is one of these natural processes. It happens without effort or intention. The brain creates images, sounds, and feelings. These experiences feel real while sleeping. This process is not random or meaningless. It follows simple patterns inside the brain. The brain has always created dreams for humans. It is part of how our minds developed. Long before modern life, dreams already existed. They appeared in every culture and time. Dreams happen because the brain never fully rests. It keeps organizing information quietly. During the day, the brain collects many impressions. At night, it softly rearranges them. Dreams are a gentle side effect of this work. They rise naturally without pressure. We see dreams as stories or moments. But they are brain activity in motion. The brain uses familiar pieces from daily life. Faces, places, voices, and simple emotions. This is why dreams often feel recognizable. They use known material from memory. Even simple daily moments can appear in dreams. Nothing special is required to trigger them. The brain does not choose dreams consciously. They emerge on their own during sleep. This makes dreaming feel surprising and fluid. One scene easily shifts into another. Most people dream every night without noticing. Remembering dreams is a separate process. The brain creates dreams whether remembered or not. Memory decides what remains after waking. Dreams are not messages or symbols here. They are natural brain behavior. They show how the brain stays alive at night, working softly without our direction. We notice dreams because they feel immersive. The brain simulates experiences gently. This simulation uses senses in a quiet way. Sight, sound, and emotion blend together. Dreams do not require effort from the sleeper. They unfold as sleep deepens. The brain moves through different sleep states. Dreaming appears in some of them. These states repeat naturally through the night. The brain follows its own rhythm. This rhythm has existed across human history. It supports rest and mental balance. Dreaming is not separate from sleep. It is woven into the sleeping process. The brain balances rest and activity carefully. Dreams are part of that balance. We encounter dreams in ordinary life often. Nearly everyone has experienced them. They can feel calm, strange, or neutral. Intensity varies from night to night. This variation reflects brain activity changes. Energy levels gently rise and fall. Dreams do not need interpretation here. They simply exist as experiences. The brain creates them quietly and efficiently, without asking for attention. By understanding dreams as brain activity, they feel less mysterious and more gentle. This view allows curiosity without tension. Nothing needs to be solved. Dreams are one way the brain stays flexible. They support mental continuity. The brain remains engaged even in rest, always maintaining inner processes. This quiet creativity happens automatically. It requires no conscious input. Dreams appear then fade naturally. Like thoughts passing softly, they are part of being human, shared across all ages. Tonight we are only opening this idea, not explaining everything yet. We are simply noticing what dreams are. A calm function of the brain. The story of dreaming unfolds slowly. There is no rush to understand. As sleep deepens, the brain slows outer attention. Awareness gently pulls away from the environment. The senses reduce their input step by step. Light, sound, and touch fade into background. Inside the brain, communication patterns begin changing. Some areas become quieter while others stay active. This shift allows inner signals to move freely. They travel without interruption from senses. Memory areas gently start sharing stored information. Recent experiences mix with older familiar ones. The brain does not sort these carefully. It allows loose and simple connections. This loose connection is important for rest. It removes the need for control. While this happens, the body remains still. Muscles relax to prevent physical movement. The brain sends calming signals to the body. These signals keep sleep stable and safe. At the same time, visual areas stay active. They can create images without seeing. This is why dreams often look clear, even with closed eyes. Sound areas can also become active. They create voices or soft noises. These sounds feel real inside the dream, even though the room is silent. Emotion centers add gentle feelings to scenes. Calm joy or light concern may appear. These emotions are not intense during rest. They remain soft and passing. The brain combines images, sounds, and emotions. It blends them into simple experiences. This blending happens naturally without planning. The brain follows its inner flow. Dream scenes change because attention shifts. One idea gently replaces another. There is no fixed structure needed. Dreams move freely without rules. This freedom helps the brain stay flexible. It prevents mental rigidity. During the night, this process repeats often. Each cycle brings new dream material. The brain does not repeat the same content. It adjusts based on recent activity. Daily routines often influence dream material. Simple actions may return as scenes. Seeing people during the day leaves traces. These traces appear softly during sleep. The brain uses these traces naturally. They are easy to access. More emotional experiences leave stronger traces. They appear more clearly in dreams. This does not mean stress is required. Even calm moments can return. The brain prefers familiar information at night. It works with what is available. This makes dreams feel personal and close. They reflect individual daily life. While dreaming, the brain tests connections quietly. It explores links without consequences. This exploration supports learning over time, without active effort. The brain chooses this method because it is gentle. It avoids overload during rest. Dreaming allows processing without awareness. This protects deep relaxation. The body remains supported during this time. Breathing stays slow and regular. Heart rhythm follows a calm pattern. Everything moves toward rest. Dreams fit into this calm system. They do not disrupt sleep. If something becomes too intense, the brain adjusts. It shifts sleep stage smoothly. This adjustment keeps the sleeper comfortable. Sleep continues without interruption. The brain prefers continuity during the night. Dreaming helps maintain that flow. Each dream phase supports the next stage. The cycle moves forward naturally. Nothing needs guidance or effort. The system manages itself. This is how the brain works at night. Quietly, efficiently, and steadily. Dreaming is one layer of this work. It supports balance and recovery. The process continues in gentle rhythm, always leaving space for change. As cycles continue, timing becomes more organized. The brain follows an internal night schedule. Certain signals rise while others slowly lower. This balance guides each stage smoothly. Chemical levels change across the night gently. They affect mood, imagery, and clarity. One chemical supports calm emotional tone. Another supports vivid inner scenes. The brain adjusts these levels automatically. No conscious control is involved. This adjustment works like dimming lights slowly. Brightness changes without sudden shifts. Because of this, dreams feel softer over time. Intensity stays within comfortable limits. When brain activity rises slightly, dreams appear. When it lowers, dreams fade quietly. This rise and fall repeats through the night. It keeps sleep stable and flowing. Memory storage areas stay lightly active. They exchange information with other regions. This exchange helps organize daily impressions. Nothing is forced or rushed. Imagine sorting objects while half awake. Hands move slowly without pressure. The brain works in a similar gentle way. It organizes without strict order. Information is grouped by similarity and feeling, not by logic or sequence. This is why dreams jump between scenes. The brain follows feeling, not structure. Everyday actions like walking or talking appear. They are easy patterns to replay. Complex tasks rarely appear clearly. They require focused attention. During sleep, attention stays low and relaxed. Simple patterns work best. The brain prefers efficiency during rest. It chooses low-effort processes. Dreaming fits this requirement perfectly. It uses existing pathways easily. Neural paths already used during the day become available again at night. Reusing them helps keep them active, without extra energy cost. This reuse supports learning and familiarity. It strengthens what was recently used. For example, seeing a place earlier may bring it back during sleep. The brain does this to maintain connection between experience and memory. This process happens without awareness. The sleeper remains deeply relaxed. Physical stillness supports this inner activity. The body does not interfere. Signals prevent muscles from acting out dreams. Movement is gently blocked. This keeps the sleeper safe and resting, while the mind stays active. The brain coordinates this carefully each night. It has practiced this for years. If coordination fails, briefly awakening may occur. The system then resets calmly. Most nights the system works smoothly. Dreaming continues without notice. The brain monitors comfort constantly. It adjusts if something feels wrong. Temperature, breathing, and position are checked. All remain within safe ranges. This monitoring allows dreams to continue without waking the sleeper. Dreaming and rest support each other. Neither works alone. The brain uses dreams as quiet activity, while the body restores energy. This balance is why sleep feels refreshing. After a complete night, the system does not aim for entertainment. It aims for stability and recovery. Dreams are simply part of that system. They appear because conditions allow. As long as sleep continues, cycles repeat. Each cycle slightly different. The brain never creates identical dreams. Small changes always appear. These changes reflect current internal state, energy, mood, and memory. The process remains flexible and adaptive, never fixed or rigid. This flexibility helps long-term mental health, without conscious effort. Night after night, this system continues, always adjusting, always moving forward. The brain keeps space for the next phase, without closing the process. As the night continues, timing becomes even smoother. Transitions happen with less inner movement. The brain reduces unnecessary internal signals. Only useful pathways remain softly active. This reduction saves energy during rest. It supports long, steady sleep. Dream scenes now feel more continuous. Changes happen without sharp breaks. The brain prefers smooth transitions at this stage. Stability becomes more important. Internal clocks guide these adjustments quietly. They respond to darkness and time. Light absence tells the brain to maintain sleep. Hormones support this message. Because of this, dreams often slow down. Scenes last a little longer. The mind stays gently engaged, not alert. Awareness remains distant. The brain checks memory links one by one. Connections are tested softly. Some links are strengthened through repetition. Others fade without use. This works like reviewing familiar routes. Paths become easier to follow. Simple routines like eating or walking return. They are well-known patterns. The brain chooses them because they feel safe. Safety supports deeper rest. Dreams avoid demanding focus for this reason. Focus would disturb sleep. Instead, the brain keeps content light. It avoids complex problem solving. This allows sleep cycles to continue uninterrupted. Rest remains the priority. Emotional tone also stays balanced. Strong reactions are reduced. This balance comes from internal regulation. Signals limit emotional extremes. The brain does this to protect sleep quality. Calm supports restoration. If an emotion rises too strongly, the brain redirects activity gently. This redirection may change the dream scene. A new image replaces the old. These shifts feel natural and effortless. No awareness is involved. The process resembles background system maintenance. Work happens without notice. While this continues, the body restores itself. Cells repair and energy returns. The brain coordinates with the body constantly. Both follow the same rhythm. Dreaming fits into this cooperation. It does not compete with rest. Instead, it fills quiet mental space, keeping the system balanced. Think of it like soft music playing. It keeps silence comfortable. Without dreams, the mind might wake too easily. Gentle activity prevents that. The brain has learned this balance over time. Evolution shaped this pattern. It proved useful across generations. So the system remained. Every night the same design appears, with small personal variations. These variations depend on daily input. What was seen or felt. Even ordinary tasks leave small traces. They return softly during sleep. The brain processes them without urgency. There is no deadline. This lack of pressure defines dreaming. Everything happens slowly. As cycles repeat, the brain stays adaptive. It listens to internal signals. If rest is sufficient, activity lowers further. Dreams become simpler. If rest is lighter, activity increases slightly. Dreams become more noticeable. This adjustment keeps sleep efficient. It matches current needs. Nothing in this process is random. Each change has a function. The brain works this way because it is efficient. Efficiency supports survival and comfort. Dreaming is one expression of that efficiency. It fills space without cost. The system continues adjusting through the night, always preparing for the next shift. No final stage is reached yet. The process remains open and moving. As the night moves forward, inner activity stays balanced. The brain keeps monitoring its own state. Signals flow between regions at a steady pace. Nothing rushes, nothing stalls. This steady pace supports long, uninterrupted sleep. It prevents sudden awakenings. Dream content now becomes more familiar. Scenes often feel routine and simple. The brain favors repetition during this phase. Repetition requires less energy. Using familiar patterns saves internal resources. Energy can be used for repair. This is similar to walking a known path. No attention is needed. The brain chooses easy routes at night. It avoids creating new complexity. New ideas usually wait until waking hours. Sleep focuses on maintenance. During this time, memory links are adjusted quietly. Some become stronger, others weaken. Weak links fade because they aren't used. Strong ones remain available. This selection happens automatically. No choice is involved. The brain works like a gentle filter, keeping what feels useful. Daily habits influence this filtering process. Repeated actions leave stronger traces. For example, checking a phone or making tea. These patterns appear easily. The brain recognizes them as stable routines. Stability supports rest. Dreams may replay these routines softly, without clear beginning or end. This replay is not practice or planning. It is passive activity. The brain allows it because it is safe. Safe activity maintains sleep depth. While this continues, awareness stays low. There is no sense of time. Minutes and hours lose meaning. Only flow remains. The brain does not track clocks during dreams. Internal timing is enough. This internal timing keeps cycles aligned. Each stage leads to another. Breathing remains slow and consistent. Oxygen supply stays steady. Blood flow adjusts gently across regions. Active areas receive what they need. Inactive areas rest more deeply. This division improves efficiency. Dreaming areas receive moderate activity, enough to stay engaged. Too much activity would cause waking. Too little would break continuity. The brain constantly adjusts this balance. Small changes happen often. These changes are subtle and smooth. They are rarely noticed. Think of adjusting volume while listening. The sound remains comfortable. The brain uses similar fine-tuning. It keeps mental noise low. This low noise environment supports restoration, both mental and physical. Dreams fit into this environment naturally. They do not dominate attention. They exist like background motion, always present, always gentle. If external noise appears, the brain responds. It may shift dream content. A sound might blend into a dream, protecting sleep from interruption. This blending shows how flexible dreams are. They adapt to surroundings. The brain uses dreams as a buffer, separating sleep from the world. This buffer reduces the chance of waking. Sleep remains protected. The system prefers continuity over clarity. Clear awareness is postponed. Because of this, dreams often feel vague. Edges are soft, not defined. The brain chooses softness intentionally. Sharp focus would activate alertness. Alertness belongs to daytime function. Nighttime favors calm processing. So the brain keeps dreams unfocused, enough to occupy space. This design has proven effective over time. It supports long, restful nights. The process continues without final goal. Each moment prepares the next. The brain keeps space open for further adjustment. Nothing is concluded yet. As rest deepens, internal systems remain quietly coordinated. The brain continues balancing activity and calm. Signals travel along familiar internal routes. They follow paths used many times before. This repetition reduces effort during processing. Less effort supports deeper rest. The brain prefers predictable flow at this stage. Predictability lowers internal demand. Think of driving on an empty road. Movement feels smooth and easy. The brain aims for the same ease. It avoids sudden changes. When information appears, it is simplified. Only basic features are kept. Details are softened or removed. This prevents overload. Dream scenes now feel broader and slower. Fine detail is less important. The brain focuses on general impressions, shapes, movement, and tone. This approach saves energy and attention. Both are limited during sleep. The system works this way to protect rest. Rest remains the main goal. While this happens, internal checks continue. The brain scans for imbalance. If something shifts too far, activity adjusts. Balance is restored quietly. This adjustment happens without awareness. The sleeper remains undisturbed. The brain learned this control through repetition, night after night. Because of this, dreams rarely feel extreme. They stay within gentle limits. Strong sensations would signal alertness. Alertness is avoided. So the brain dampens intensity naturally. Everything stays muted. This muting creates a sense of distance. Dreams feel removed from urgency. They unfold without pressure to act. Action belongs to waking life. The brain separates these states carefully. Each has its own rules. during sleep rules favor observation over response. Scenes pass without reaction. This allows the mind to remain passive. Passivity supports recovery. Dreaming fills quiet mental space safely. It prevents empty awareness. Empty awareness might drift toward waking. Gentle content prevents that. The brain chooses simple motion and repetition. Walking, floating, turning. These movements are easy to simulate. They require little control. This is similar to watching scenery pass. No decision is needed. The brain prefers this pattern overnight. It maintains continuity. At the same time, internal timing continues shifting, preparing later stages. Hormone levels adjust gradually. They follow a slow curve. These changes influence dream tone subtly, without sharp transitions. Calm remains the dominant quality. Even when images change, the brain uses this calm to support repair. Cells depend on steady conditions. Restoration processes work best without disturbance. Dreams respect that need. So dreaming adapts to the body. It stays compatible with healing. The system operates as a whole. No part works alone. If the body needs deeper rest, mental activity lowers slightly. If balance allows more activity, dreams become clearer. This flexibility keeps sleep effective. Different nights require different balance. The brain reads internal signals constantly. It responds with small adjustments. These adjustments are continuous, never stopping completely. Because of this, the night feels smooth. Time passes without notice. Dreaming blends into the larger sleep process. It does not stand apart. The brain keeps the process open, ready for the next internal shift. Nothing concludes here. The system continues adapting. As the night stretches onward, internal flow remains steady. The brain keeps choosing the easiest path. Information moves without resistance or friction. Movement feels smooth and uninterrupted. This smooth movement reduces internal noise. Silence supports deeper restoration. The brain avoids sharp transitions during this period. Gradual change is preferred. Think of water flowing through a wide channel. It moves calmly without force. The brain uses the same principle. Wide pathways reduce effort. Dream activity follows these wide pathways. Content stays simple and familiar. Scenes rarely demand attention or reaction. Observation remains passive. The brain limits complexity on purpose. Complexity requires energy. Energy is reserved for physical repair. Mental demand stays low. This balance allows long, stable sleep. Stability supports recovery. Inside the brain, signals synchronize gently. Timing aligns across regions. This synchronization prevents conflict between processes. Everything works together. Dream images adjust to this rhythm. They slow when signals slow. When rhythm steadies, scenes linger longer. Nothing pushes them forward. This lingering creates a sense of calm continuity. Moments feel extended. The brain does not measure duration here. Only flow matters. Because of this, dreams feel timeless. No beginning, no end. The brain prefers this state overnight. It keeps awareness distant. Awareness would require coordination. Coordination would raise activity. So the brain keeps awareness low. Only background presence remains. Dreaming fills this background softly, enough to occupy space. Without this content, the mind might rise. Rising would lead toward waking. The brain uses dreams to anchor sleep. They keep the system settled. This anchoring is gentle, not forceful. Nothing is held tightly. If an external sound appears briefly, the brain blends it inward. A noise may become part of a scene. Sleep remains protected. This blending shows constant adjustment. The brain adapts instantly. Adaptation is quiet and automatic. No decision is felt. The system works like a cushion, softening outside influence. This cushion keeps sleep uninterrupted. Rest continues smoothly. Inside this protected space, processes continue. Memory, emotion, and sensation interact lightly. Interaction remains shallow by design. Depth would increase alertness. The brain has learned these limits. They are tested nightly. If a limit is crossed, activity reduces. Dream content simplifies again. This self-correction keeps balance intact. The night proceeds evenly. As time passes, internal pressure decreases. Rest needs are gradually met. The brain senses this reduction subtly. Signals shift in response. Dream tone may change slightly. Feeling becomes lighter. Images may feel less engaging. They pass more easily. This does not end the process. It prepares for further transition. The brain remains attentive to its own state. Always monitoring, always adjusting. Nothing is rushed toward completion. The system stays open. Dreaming continues as long as conditions allow. It flows with the night. The brain keeps space for the next adjustment. Movement continues without closure. As the night slowly reaches its quiet balance, the brain no longer needs to stay very active. Its work has been gentle and continuous. And now that work begins to soften even more. Inner movement becomes less noticeable. Dreams lose their shape and weight. Images become lighter and less defined. Thoughts no longer connect into scenes. The brain allows this fading on purpose. It knows when less activity is enough. This fading protects the depth of rest. Nothing new needs to be processed now. The system trusts what has already been done. Memory links settle into place quietly. Emotional tones smooth into calm neutrality. There is no push to continue or explore. Only a slow return towards stillness. The brain prefers this gradual quiet. It avoids sudden stops or sharp changes. Everything moves in one gentle direction, toward deeper rest and comfort. Awareness drifts further into the background. It no longer watches what is happening inside. Dreaming becomes less like a story, and more like a soft presence. This presence fills space without demand. It keeps sleep stable and protected. The body follows this calm naturally. Breathing remains slow and even. Heart rhythm stays steady and relaxed. Muscles remain loose and supported. Nothing asks for attention or response. The brain senses that conditions are safe. Safety allows it to release control. Control is no longer needed right now. This release is not sudden. It happens over many quiet moments. Each moment slightly softer than before. The brain has learned this timing well. It knows when to let go. Dreaming blends into deeper rest. Without a clear boundary between them. What was once an image becomes a feeling. What was once a feeling becomes calm. The system moves towards simplicity. Simple states require less effort. Less effort allows deeper recovery. Recovery is the silent goal of sleep. The brain does not announce this shift. It simply follows its natural pattern. Night has always worked this way. Long before it was studied or named. This process continues without awareness. The sleeper remains comfortably unaware. Nothing needs to be remembered. Nothing needs to be understood. The brain finishes its quiet adjustments and allows activity to fade further. Rest now becomes the main presence. Everything else moves aside. There is no clear moment of change. Only a slow settling into stillness. The brain rests within its own rhythm, trusting the balance it has created. Dreaming becomes less noticeable, then almost transparent. Still present but no longer shaped. Like a sound heard from far away. This softness is intentional. It keeps sleep deep and uninterrupted. The system remains open and calm, ready to continue resting. Night holds this state gently. without forcing anything to end. The brain remains quiet and balanced. Nothing calls it forward yet. Sleep continues naturally, and the quiet carries on.